walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. Oh, that done and pissed me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. And baby, I'm mad. I'm going on. Oh, I'm going on.
Okay, so hello to the one person so far that it says is watching, and welcome to the Lost Begotten playing around with Microsoft Paint to make himself look like he's got some sort of an actual studio thing. What do you think? Just, messing around when I realized it was already 10:45, and oh look, took me till 12 o'clock to actually get on here. So welcome to the extremely ish side of 11Z's, your twice a day broadcast for questions and commentaries down the deep rabbit holes on the interwebs. Today, in addition to fiddly fucking around with the background and stuff, I am going to be talking about Mike Flynn, the bridge collapse, and going to be taking questions and comments. Feel free to remind me anything I said I was supposed to talk about today. I've had another interesting morning. I'm still not quite over this stomach bug, but I guess it's like I haven't really been eating much lately, so it's kind of in that recovery mode, where it's just doesn't really want to handle anything. So sorry in advance if I fart on the camera. No, I can probably refrain. I have that. I'm not that old yet to where I just, fart uncontrollably. But, I'm sure it's not that far off. Anyway, over the hill into the land of uncontrollable farts. Yeah. Oh, uncontrollable burp there. Yeah. Anyways. So, feel free to say hello in the comments. I might go ahead and put some comments up here if I can. Hold on. Screen capture the comments. There's the comments. Oh, look at that. Looks all commenty. I guess they would. They're comments. So, let me just do that. And as you can tell, I'm having way too much fun with my new software. Just awfully too much fun. Yep, okay. So, that's what we'll do with those for now, I guess. And if you have any comments, I'm sure they'll show up there. Oh, there they are. Lacey, you want to cry right now? What's wrong, Lacey? We don't need you crying. I don't know who you are, but I'm sorry that you're sad. Once I'm done messing with this crap, I'll be sure to help you. If you want to talk about it. Oh, aren't you the person that appreciated the fuckery comments? Yes. The fuckery slogan. I don't know. Has it become a mantra yet? Fuckery. You know. So like, you know, I can't ignore this now. Someone has come in the comments who, you know, I like because they appreciate a good fucking, you know, one-liner like fuckery, um, and they're crying or they want to cry right now. What has happened that you want to cry right now? You can just leave us hanging. So I got video transfers to do. So while I'm waiting on her, maybe I will check into that so I can show some video clips to y'all that I have gathered amongst the fuckeries. Oh, wait. Did you want to cry because my new backdrop is so beautiful? It said 3 for a second there. Maybe she got booted or lost her connection. All right, let me not have that overlapping. All right, so I guess we're just waiting on her to explain. And I'm going to do my thing here with the major thing. By the way, good day, Carlos. Sorry, distracted by damsel in distress and whatnot, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on to, you know, the little leprechaun in the room. He really does look like a fucking pissed off. Like, he would have played a better leprechaun than the leprechaun, you know? Mike Flynn, just imagine that. That would have been like, that movie, those movies were scary enough. But if Mike Flynn would have played, ooh, creeptastic. Am I embellishing this too much? Yes, I think I am. But it's a fun thought. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the mental picture of Mike Flynn with the hat with the buckle on it, chasing the kids around the woods. Like, oh yeah, fun thought. So now we're down to one person. I guess they didn't think it was a fun thought. But, you know, yesterday it said one person, and there was like 5 people in here. So, oh look, one person. Okay, so forgive me, I've had a lot going on this morning. I believe it was in shit. I'm not entirely sure what city it was in. Let me go ahead and get my videos to transfer them because I have a clip of that, which is, you know, why I don't remember things. If I have them written down somewhere, it's like, well, I remember it. So today is 2017-03-31, and so while I'm doing that, let me tell you a little story. My my special person, the dumbass with the silver Nissan Titan. He passed by today as I was sitting outside after the girls were on the bus. And sorry, I enjoyed myself a little too much today. So I was videotaping. In fact, it's probably the last little videotape I have here. Let's see here. No, I still got to transfer these. But anyways, I was videotaping, and I realized, wait, I'm not waiting on another bus. And I noticed, ain't no cars behind him. So I pulled the fuck out, chased his ass all the way down to the red light. Flashed my fucking lights at him at the red light, all pulled up into his fucking rear view mirror. What? And he took the fuck off. Like a little bitch. Crossed the fucking street, did a little e-brake turn, went back to the house. I wonder if he'll give me trouble again. Because, next step is I'm going to start moving up the road and I'm going to figure out where this motherfucker lives and has been driving out of every morning. And I'm going to pay him a fucking visit at his house. But anyways, you can quote me on that, obviously. Because I do things the proper way. I can be really fucking scary when I do that, but I still do it the proper way. Oh, you gotta know how to work within the system, especially when you got a bunch of cop friends. So, ooh. Speaking of cop friends, the police station, Zachary Police Station, at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tomorrow, you get some jambalaya and you'll help us redo a house. Yeah. I'll stop singing. I'm sorry. So it wasn't a bridge collapse, technically. It was an overpass collapse. And you can see in the comments, Lacey still hasn't announced why she wants to cry. So hopefully she feels better soon. See if I can get this crap to where we can see it and I'm not blocked. I don't know. Doesn't want to work. Okay, so we have found a shortcoming to my new fancy backdrop. Yep. This does not get big enough to see the comments. I have to move myself over. This up. Let's see, then it's going to look like crap because then it's all intersecting right there, see? So I failed. I can do maybe right here. I know I'm being too OCD about this, but like, I got pretty shitty results and I'm trying to up my game a little bit just to make it look a little more appealing to the people who just need stuff to be pretty. Oh, it looks like he knows what he's talking about because he's got his name underneath him. Anyways. Bridge collapsed yesterday where you live. Okay. Can't get this motherfucker to cooperate with me. I can't watch. So by this motherfucker, you mean your mobile device or, the YouTube, the internets are not cooperative. That's been happening to a lot of people lately. I apologize. Wish I knew what to tell you. Other than, close all your programs and clear out your memory and open it up again. And hopefully it's some other spyware-ish type thing that's affecting that app and not just that app going to crap. Sounds like a little song, doesn't it? Okay, I'm messing with the fucking window thing because it won't line up properly. Why won't you cooperate? You fucking piece of shit. I want the little blue line. I want the little blue line. Okay. I have the little blue line. Everything will be okay now. Your phone. Your icon wasn't showing up, and the writing was really light. And I don't know why it didn't register that was the same person commenting. My only source of YouTube madness. Yay, YouTube madness! And it's driving me mad. So she's only seeing about 3 seconds of what I'm saying, and then it's the server lost. Well, I hope for your sake it's the most inspirational or the most hilarious 3 seconds. Maybe while it's glitching, I'll find my lighter. Or maybe not. Shit. There it is. Okay. So anyways, Mike Flynn. Oh, Mikey. Mikey. Mike Flynn has done some interesting things. Let's just say. I have a couple videos here. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go through them for, well, that's 3 seconds, that's no seconds, that's 9 minutes. So that's probably that one. There's the bridge collapse ones. There's some lanyap that I think is worth talking about. I have no idea what this is, so let me see what this is. Is that the, Alright, so, attention FBI, Russian collusionists are still fucking around with our, internet and, you know, harassing and attacking American citizens, waging a counterintelligence war against the people you are sworn and paid to protect. Whoa, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay, over, and still give me the blue, give me the blue line, give me the fucking blue line. Okay, I have my blue line. I can be happy now. Yeah, moving on. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I should have just left the damn webcam where it was, huh? And now I can't select it again. Alright. There. My head is centered. It's nice to have your head centered. That way your back doesn't hurt from, like, walking around like Quasimodo all day. You know, like, what's his name? Not Uday. I mean, is it not Kusei? Fuck. It's isn't it Don Jr. and Eric? Which one's the one who looks like he just wasn't cooked all the way? Oh, I had a nice comparison for that. I told my wife, and she like cracked the fuck up as she was leaving for work. I can't remember it, but yeah, you don't have your head centered. Might wind up, well, with your dad as president, apparently. Oh no, I didn't. I said, oh no, precedent. I didn't. He's not the fucking president. He's not the president. Never will be. Not the goddamn president. Not the mama. Where's the fucking frying pan? Oh, I would if I could. Kung. Anybody remember Dinosaurs? Little TV show back in the 90s? Not the mama. Little baby would sit there and hit the dad in the head with the frying pan. That's a bit of a random tangent. So, let me see here. I'm going to... First, let's get on with the Michael Flynn shit. While I try to set up the next screen so I can try to play a video without it all fucking up. So, let's see if I can rearrange my next screen there. I did all that stuff that was there beforehand, and now I want to see if I can twerk something with this background here. So I'm about to delete myself, but I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll miss you too. Okay, you go away. Go away. Why won't you go away? Go away. Please go away. Can y'all still hear me? I deleted the webcam, but the microphone thing is still fluctuating. So, all right. I'm back. Give me the fucking blue. Give me. Don't start me, motherfucker. Blue line. Okay. I'm on the blue line. Look at me. I pull myself up and everything. Whoa. Okay. How well can I pantomime something for no fucking reason and look stupid? Surprisingly well. Still surprisingly stupid. So anyways, Mike Flynn, the thing that I was supposed to be talking about while I was doing all this. So Mike Flynn has, according to the Washington Post, I believe, and I just watched Bob Woodward comment on it this morning. He's an associate editor of the Washington Post. They did not specifically say the word immunity in their report. So you might see the word immunity in quotes, and that's why. But effectively, it's will not press charges, will not be unfairly prosecuted is the exact quote of their reasoning behind this. So it's immunity. Just wanted to say that in case you heard anybody trying to parse words with it later, because they like to do that bullshit. Well, I find it very interesting that, and I don't need to comment too much on it, do I? I mean, he's been fucking colluding with. He should have registered not as a Turkish foreign agent. He should have registered as a Russian foreign agent, much like Donald Trump, who has benefited, that is quid pro quo, been paid to promote Russia's policies, actually to forcibly implement them on us via a vast act of treason. But you want a deal, Carlos? What do you want to deal about? I'm not Rumpelstiltskin. Well, not anymore. Kidding. You like to make a deal, dearie? I'm interested. Just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Here. While I'm talking about Mike Flynn, I might as well put those guys back up again. I'll turn them off when I get the video ready to show you the other thing that happened to be going on. Okay, so Mike Flynn agreeing to testify. I had not heard about that last night on the broadcast. When I was talking about how it's a matter of time, it's only a matter of time before we get these people turning on Trump. Okay. And while this could be a ruse, just like the whole thing with Mike Pence, who had to look down into the right before he looked into the person's eyes and had to blink a whole lot while saying that Mike Flynn, that he was not aware of any contacts between Mike Flynn and the Russian ambassador, etc. And that, you know, the whole ordeal of Mike Flynn lying about this to Mike Pence is basically made up. It's just bullshit. But this interesting situation arises where, you know, we need to, you know, the Democrats, the resistance, the centrists, the true conservatives need to keep up the pressure on this and make more people turn coat so it doesn't wind up a ruse this time, because this could be simply the same reason as like Roger Stone volunteering to testify. Okay. And it could just be, you know, like that didn't make enough news, so they're adding the whole bargaining for immunity thing, which he wasn't given immunity. They didn't actually make a deal for immunity yet. If that's the deal that you want a deal for immunity if you testify against. I don't need immunity. I just want to, you know, be able to actually email the FBI. I typed out a long thing to the FBI a couple days ago and tried to hit send, and my browser collapsed. My browser just went away. Just crashed on me. And that was trying to report a crime to the Internet Crimes Bureau. I documented on here a while back how the cyber crimes email doesn't fucking work, or didn't work during the latter part of the Obama administration once this whole thing happened. Okay, so this represents the second time somebody has apparently had some out of character comments show up for them. Carlos, tell me you didn't fucking type that. That's fucking special. Anyways. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the comments now. Or wait. Let me put him in timeout for now. Put him in timeout. Yeah, he's an interesting personality. I keep getting these dramatic emails from him. And I want you to know, if you are a real person, not a bot, you seem a lot like a fucking bot. Okay? I get a notification every few days on Facebook. Carlos has followed you. Carlos has followed, like as if he's unfollowing me and following me, unfollowing me and following me. I don't know what's going on with that dude. But I'm not here as a crazy person appealing to crazy people. I'm a spiritual person appealing to spiritual people. So if you want to talk to me, just talk to me like a normal person who's aware of spiritual things. Okay? Anyways. And giving me an attitude about how you were the first person fucking following me or some shit. No, you weren't, and that's just not fucking polite. Why would you expect me to respond to that? Anyways, So that's, you know, more of a distraction than that needed to be. And speaking of which, so this whole thing with the testimony could be a matter of a diversion on the part of the Trump administration trying to set him up like a Roger Stone. Right. I'm not going to repeat that, Lacey. But, you know, everybody needs a little stealth. Bissell every now and again. Like that wet, dry action. Okay. Yeah. Did I mention I'm from New Orleans and I used to be really fun to get drunk with? Anyway. I have a whole fucking crowd cracking up. But we try to be good on this channel. Most of the time. You know, most of the time. I try to keep the dirty jokes for when my wife's around because she, you know, she's worse than me. So anyways, now that we're done marveling at the bot infiltration of comments and various people's accounts seeming to be logged into to do, you know, odd requests for Hoover vacuums with cloaking devices, organic Hoover vacuums with cloaking devices. I can damn near hear the new girl laughing. Don't pee yourself, okay? Anyway, it you know, it unnecessarily consumes fuel in your gas tank because, you know, you got to go home and change clothes. Anyway, so am I done talking about the Mike Flynn shit yet? I keep looking over fucking comments. So what? Huh? Fucking anyways. Moving on. Stop. High-minded. Heady and high-minded. Yes, heady and high-minded. Klingon stealth bitches or something. I don't know. Moving the fuck on now, or trying to figure out if I can move on. Mike Flynn pretending to fucking testify so we can go in there and bullshit the committee. You know? Basically, like one would assume Roger Stone, Mr. fucking hello my honey. Like, I don't look like a fucking mafia person at all, Mr. Roger Stone. He wants to go and give his testimony. I don't even know if it's under oath, but, you know, being as how he's a Satanist, he wouldn't have any qualms about fucking lying under oath. And these people are obviously very confident in all of the different, well, reasons they have to be confident. Like Paul Ryan, for instance. A fucking douchebag. If you don't like being called a douchebag, stop being a douchebag. It's like if you don't like being called a moron, stop being a moron. Bethel. I get the feeling that's a post 3400 name for something that I've been to before. Might be an even more modern name than that. Anyways, been to a lot of places where I didn't know where they were. Yeah, sorry. Distracted by Emily asking me to tell her about Bethel. So I got to see if I can find it as a dot on a map, and then maybe I can tell you more. So anyways, this whole thing with Mike Flynn could be a ploy to get him up there, confident that he could bullshit people and confident that he wouldn't be prosecuted for perjury, or maybe get a fucking pardon for it, who knows. But then it could be that, considering he's probably already facing charges for not registering as a foreign agent and being appointed and sworn in as National Security Advisor, that's jail time right there. So it could be that he's already turning on Trump. And if that's the case, then this bridge collapse, it's a highway overpass. And I saw a report that some initial reports said that it was an air terrorist attack. You know, like attack that you put on walls, right? One of them aluminum arc barn tacks, you know? And what I saw was the local police, somebody or other, saying that that's not the case. We have no reason to think it is. And then I saw reports of it being supposedly a stack of PVC pipes. I guess they were storing some sewage pipes under there for deployment. I've seen major cities do that before. But how would that catch fire? And the timing of it, if Mike Flynn is actually turning, which I think is much more likely the case, then this could be yet another thumbtack meant to distract you. One of them, you know, like one of them thumbtacks that you hang a flag on that says something that isn't true. Yeah. One of them flags that are false on a tack. Yeah. Trying to keep the video monetized. So I'm going to delete myself right quick and see if I can put this video up for you so y'all can see what happened with this bridge collapse. And that's the one. Okay, so all right, I have two different reports. This one is from the Wall Street Journal. Okay, so thank you very much to the Wall Street Journal for posting this excellent compilation of videos. I'm going to use it to discuss things on a live broadcast later. A massive fire caused the bridge on Interstate 85 to collapse in Atlanta on Thursday. No injuries were reported. Officials said the fire was contained, but warned of major effects on traffic. The highway will remain closed for an unspecified period. The interstate carries 250,000 cars a day and is a major thoroughfare for traffic heading north and south through Atlanta. Atlanta residents were told to use public transportation on Friday. The mayor says the cause of the fire remains unknown.
We don't know. It's premature. But I did want to
Green slime.
regarding a feeling that terrorism may have been involved. According to the special agent in charge locally, there is no evidence of that. But I didn't want people at home to be feeling concerned about an issue that our local FBI says doesn't appear to be present.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace. Alright, and here is the CBS This Morning video, I believe.
In Atlanta that tumbled down in a massive fire. It is causing major traffic headaches this morning, and the city is under a state of emergency. Georgia officials are investigating the cause of yesterday's rush hour fire. The closure of I-85, a key north-south artery, is causing huge backups across one of the country's largest metro areas. Mark Strassman is near the scene of the collapse in Atlanta. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. I'm standing about 30 yards from the collapsed overpass. You can see smoke rising from the rubble, the concrete rubble behind me. Firefighters are also putting out the flames. This morning's commute here could be historically bad. Both the northbound and southbound lanes of I-85, that's 8 lanes in all, are closed. 250,000 cars a day use this highway, and they're going to have to find another way. I want to show you a different look, which is from our drone cam. I mean, take a look at this. It really is remarkable that no one was hurt or killed, and here's why. When the flames broke out, right away, police shut down traffic and stopped the cars from going over the overpass, so nothing was on the overpass when it fell. The second lifesaver was responding firefighters under the overpass noticed that concrete above them was crumbling and evacuated just a couple of minutes before the whole thing came tumbling down. Thick billowing smoke and a tower of flame rose over I-85 near downtown Atlanta Thursday as emergency crews rushed to put out a massive fire burning under a freeway overpass at rush hour. They said it was a 2-alarm.
Oh my God! Oh my!
The overpass eventually collapsed from heat. Officials are still unclear what started the fire. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal.
What I heard was that it was some PVC products that caught fire. I do not know why they did or what the source of their transport was, but those are questions that will hopefully be answered.
I'm worried that this is going to close 85 for a long, long time.
I-85 is a major artery that runs north to south through the heart of metro Atlanta, averaging 250,000 cars a day on its roads.
I feel like Houston 910 getting
Make no bones about it, will have a tremendous impact to travel.
The impact was felt immediately. Cars littered the paralyzed highway, snarling traffic well into the evening. The backup stretched for miles.
We've been in Uber for over 2 hours, and we had like 1.4 miles to go. This is minor compared to what the firefighters and everyone else is dealing with.
The cork has just been put in the bottle. Think about one of the major arteries that comes in and out of this city, where folks move north and south. A chunk of it has just been taken out of play. One more live look now at this collapsed overpass. Atlanta is notorious for terrible traffic. Everyone's lifestyle here is affected by how long it's going to take to get from here to there in bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is a project replacing this missing piece that's going to go on for weeks, if not months. The city's commute is going to go from bad to brutal. Alex?
It's a dramatic scene down there. Miracle no one was hurt. Thank you, Mark.
Alright, so let me bring myself back to life right quick. Get on the fucking blue line. Well, first of all, for some reason or another, and Danny, there's a lot of white people that look alike. I don't know if you understand this. I'm interested to know where you are viewing this from, what kind of device, etc. Because you just said that he was viewing it in green screen, but okay, so crisis actors? No, like these attacks are all real. Okay. The story that you get fed about them a lot is false. But these are real attacks. They really happen. Usually the people that react, those people that were reacting just now were reacting genuinely. But there is, however, as far as I can tell, a national security mandate that if it is not beneficial to the investigation, that something is not supposed to be acknowledged as being such a thing. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, what you're saying is not even logical, because they're not saying it's any sort of a, thumbtack with a whatever on it. But see, the thing is, there has been for a long time people coming into this country and in Europe and even in Iraq and doing things and blaming somebody else for it, or basically faking them taking credit for it. All right. But unlike what Alex Jones has been trying to brainwash people with, we have actually had school incidents, government, like White House threats. We've had more attacks that have been reported. If anything, it's the other way around. Okay? And once again, the Second Amendment, according to these people, is being completely misinterpreted. You don't have the right to bear arms according to the Constitution. Read the fucking Second Amendment. It says you have the right to bear and keep arms as part of an organized state militia. Okay? It doesn't say you just get to have fucking all the guns you want and be a fucking crazy redneck. I personally believe that you should be able to have all the guns that you want if you are properly trained in the safety regiments required for those weapons. Every gun that is ever made before it is distributed into the field comes with a specific set of cleaning instructions and safety storage instructions. And you cannot properly keep that weapon if you don't at least know that. But then on top of that, people need to have proper training. Okay? Like, my partner was, he just got out of his truck and he was putting his gun away. Okay? He legally carries. But his barrel crossed my path a couple times. That's not proper. That's not what somebody who's properly trained with guns does. Okay? And the reason why is because you don't, unless, okay, if you're going to be that careless with a weapon, standard procedure is to let everybody see you've cleared the chamber after dropping the clip. Okay? I didn't see him do that, so I was kind of like, accident waiting to happen, kind of, as far as I knew, you know? And I don't think, you know, he'd be that fucking careless or anything, but I've seen accidents happen. I never met an uncle because of a similar accident. Like, as in, died when my mom was a kid still. But yeah, what they tell you, once again, what RT affiliates, the Shilliverse, tells you that a false flag is simply a means by which to distract you from the true false flags that are going on, which is essentially Russia attacking and saying that it's other people. Okay, Russia attacking and saying that it's AQIA or whatever, right? Or the one that's named after the goddess, ironically, you know, right after the goddess and I awoke. And then after Eric Cantor gets busted for being in a Babylonian female deity cult. Horror Babylon shit. So anyway, let's move on. I don't know, where are we moving on to? Let me check my other screen here. The bridge collapse, Mike Flynn. That pretty much covers it. Oh, and I think I've successfully played with the studio software. How about that? All right, so I have some other interesting stuff that oh wait, yes, that relates to this before I get to some stuff. Emily, you might want to stay tuned for this, and maybe even Tim might want to see. But you know, you can go ahead and I'll do a fair use of it and try and upload it later. I don't even know if this will get flagged. By the way, thank you to the Wall Street Journal and to CBS This Morning for their excellent reporting and for allowing me to do a fair use commentary on those clips. Yeah. So, anyways. Yeah, wait, hold up. I know, this can be the TV viewing screen, and I could have this up here. There we go. Well, not over my face, no. That. Maybe something. There we go. I don't know. That's kind of horrible. But at least it's on the right track of what I was just being an idiot about. Yeah. So let me get to this next video, which involves the Russian collusion hearings in the Senate that went on yesterday. And it is Morning Joe that has done a wonderful intro compilation. And I do recommend you go to MSNBC's YouTube channel and check out the rest of this video. I just want to look at their compilation of the testimony that they got from Mr. Clint Watts.
I think this answer is very simple and is what no one is really saying in this room, which is part of the reason active measures have worked in this U.S. election is because the commander-in-chief has used Russian active measures at time against his opponents. President Trump stood on a stage and cited what appears to be a fake news story from Sputnik News that disappeared from the internet. He denies the intel from the United States about Russia. He claimed that the election could be rigged. That was the #1 theme pushed by RT, Sputnik News, white outlets, all the way up until the election. The other part that I think we should be looking at is follow the trail of dead Russians. There's been Russians in the past 3 months that are tied to this investigation who have assets in banks all over the world. They are dropping dead even in Western countries. These are all huge openings to understand how they are funded by the Russian government. I don't have the capability to do that from where I sit, but I think that's a huge angle.
Former FBI Special Agent Clint Watts testifying yesterday on Capitol Hill, and he joins us now. Thank you for being on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I take it.
Mr. Watts, off of your testimony yesterday, which was enlightening and frightening, and we're in the early stages of this investigation as a country and as a business, the media, news business, but at this point, are you worried or concerned about the potential of collusion between elements of the Trump campaign and Russian intelligence services?
Yes. There's two ways to look at how Russian active measures get propelled, amongst the Trump campaign. Is it coordination and synchronization? And at times we saw people say, hey, on Twitter, I've talked to Guccifer, I've talked to WikiLeaks, and they've got something coming out. To me, that's collusion when I see that. The other part is opportunism, which is also strange. Why would you look to Russian propaganda to go against your American opponent? That's crazy, especially coming from a Republican candidate. Looking back to the Reagan era, this is the party that was tough on the...
And I highly recommend you, unmute the mute button when you want to talk. And I highly recommend you also catch this full interview on MSNBC's Upload channel. I firmly believe in going to intentionally making sure that you go and look at MSNBC's YouTube channel before you go and go to any of these second-party channels that have been clipping longer shows. Usually they wind up clipping the most important shit. They're not sitting there leaving stuff out that's need-to-know information. But it's just like, don't support people stealing from journalists. Like, don't go watch the fucking channels who copy my videos and repost them. And yeah, that's been happening. So yeah. Thanks again to CBS News and the Wall Street Journal for their reports. And I want to now talk about a gem. Emily, are you still here? Like, I really want you to be here for this. Because this is spiffy.
Overpass in Atlanta that tumbled down.
No, that's not it. Which one is it? There it is.
Museum curators in Scotland discovered an ancient Egyptian burial cloth, thousands of years old. The full-length shroud shows the deceased as an Egyptian god. It was used to cover the mummified body. Jonathan Bigliotti is in London with how this rare artifact was found still in remarkable condition. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning. This piece of ancient history was discovered in an old, crumpled up and torn paper bag. It had been hidden away in the museum archives, get this, during World War II and only recently discovered. It looks like garbage just waiting to be tossed out. But after more than 70 years sitting on a shelf in the National Museum of Scotland's storage, a team of curious curators finally peeked inside.
That was really exciting to be able to get it out.
Dr. Margaret Maitland made the discovery.
A lot of people don't realize you can make discoveries in museum collections as well.
That highlight, a 2,000-year-old mummy shroud, a type of linen cloth used to wrap the mummified bodies of high-ranking Egyptians. Dr. Maitland's shroud was so fragile, it took 24 hours of humidifying to unwrap.
each fold that we unfolded, revealing another part of the shroud, was just so exciting to see his face emerge.
Maitland says the final result was so well preserved they could even read the name of the deceased as Iamka. And as it turns out, the museum already had relics of his well-studied parents. His father, a high-ranking Egyptian official, Mount Suef, and his mother, Tanuat. Mother and father were put on display, while son, for some reason, was overlooked and went into storage. But now, decades later, this ancient family tree pieced back together.
They hoped these objects would allow them to live forever, and at least they can live on through these incredible objects.
And the shroud officially goes on display today. The museum still has over 11 million pieces from all over the world in storage, so who knows what other treasures are waiting to be discovered.
Yeah. All right, John, thank you. Thank you.
We have our own expert here, don't we?
I was going to say,
I had
Alex is tinkling at the table because you majored in what?
Well, for 1 year, I was an Egyptology major, my hieratic and Coptic are all rusted. Don't throw away the big cash. Also, Indiana Jones on the last scene when the Ark of the Covenant is shuttled.
All right, so you get the point. And please go subscribe to the CBS News and MSNBC and Wall Street Journal YouTube channels. Newsweek might have a YouTube channel. Support real journalism on YouTube by subscribing to real journalist channels, and at least give yourself the other side of the story instead of constantly accusing people who tell the truth for a living of being the liars, while taking the words of people who lie for a living over them. Okay? Because that's what Alex Jones does. He lies for a living. So chances are, if he contradicts somebody who's a professional truth teller, who gets held accountable for telling lies, who has to issue retractions and can even get fired for making a misstatement as a journalist, okay? Your brain is fucking wired incorrectly if you can't get it through your head that, you know, like, Alex Jones, paid liar, works for fucking Russian propaganda. On the other hand, you have honor students that you went to school with, that I went to school with. Like, I know people who are fucking on TV right now, journalists and like actors and, well, not actors, but news reporters and other people in TV. Okay. So anyways, I have some still photos. Did y'all happen to get the little part there about it being a 2,000-year-old shroud? And have you ever heard the Arthurian era legend of a second shroud in Egypt? Well, here's the deal. When I saw this image here, let me pull it up. Oh, it's huge. Okay, I have to edit it first. All right. So when I saw this image, right here, what I noticed, first of all, is that I didn't even have the reaction of, oh, hey, that looks kind of like me. I had the reaction of, huh, I look young. And doesn't really take a whole lot to establish some serious similarities in both the obvious features. One of my more gruesome memories, I'll get to that in a second, and the story that they're finding that is associated with this image that's on here. So the face, very similar. Okay, now this is a burial thing, and the eyes are open. And what I want to show you is this basically royal straitjacket has its hands bound. Okay. This is someone who's been buried alive. And there's another statue that got changed, in my opinion, to mock this person, by someone who is knowledgeable of the actual story of Horus the Younger. This, let me put it over here so I can, this thing along the jaw right here is representative of a metal clamp sewed with wire, metal wire, through the jaw in order to close it. So if you find the body that has that problem, you find the matching mummy for this particular lifetime, which I believe is John the Baptist. I don't remember this succeeding. I remember being buried alive, but I remember being excavated. Which, in a way, explains the possible existence of a second shroud. So, the lips, the general head proportion, the little things that form on my fucking sides right here when I go too long without a haircut. And my wife and I's jaws were already kind of dropping before they said 2,000 years old. I just turned to her and, oh, somehow I guessed that. And, you know, before we had needed any more information, we were already pretty much settled on, yeah, the timing of that. I was just talking about the shroud on the video the other day. And the first few images they showed us were, pretty damn eerie. Like I said, I actually turned to her at the time and said, you know, I'm not sitting there thinking, man, that does kind of look like me. My reaction to this is I'm like looking at a younger picture of myself, like, man, I look young. Like, that wasn't a good time though. But I look young, you know, like, and bear with me while I downsize these images so we can view them. But I wanted to point out a couple more features, and the one that I was jokingly alluding to earlier by my seating position, because that's there has to be something funny for it to really be me. Okay? If you ever try to go down the real rabbit hole, if you find somebody prideful and somebody who reminds you of Donald Trump, for instance, you don't have to. If you find somebody or find something and there's always just something funny about it, there's always just something a little bit, yeah, that's the kind of joke he would make. That's how you really tell if it's me. So anyways, and it'd be the kind of reference that my friends would make. But that's kind of just cover for the possibility of me being wrong about the following statement, which is that I drew it myself. I was made to draw my own burial shroud. I don't know why. I think I remembered. Oh, they've added a little more black paint to it, but right, the little hair horns. I think the black paint was actually added to that to make them longer, to connect those things. And oh, I hope I'm wrong about this one, but what I don't know why I hope I'm wrong about this one, but it's not. It's kind of disturbing, but those little guys. Let me get a closer look at them now that I'm done editing the photos. These little guys here in the top right there, right here, okay, and on the other side, what I think those represent is best put by saying, not to 50! Yeah. And the helmet or the hat also looks edited in a weird way. So yeah, it looks like they made these even bigger to make it connect to that, to make them look like something that wasn't supposed to be drawn. But the funny part, that's not the funny part. And those fucking jaw things, those sure as hell ain't funny. This is the funny part. My wife got a laugh out of that one. See, I have a size 14 foot. And oh, look, more additions in black ink. I have size 14 foot, and I have extremely long toes. Like, I have freakishly long toes. Like you want a cigarette? You know, like, that's my foot. Okay, so always got to be something funny. That's fucking comedy right there. Because you know what they say about guys with big feet. If they're Jesus, they wear big sandals. So anyways, interesting how certain people don't feel the need to explain themselves. All right. So I am done with the videos I wanted to share. And I think we're done with all the headlines for the day. Anything else going on that anybody wants me to know about before we go and talk about on the channel? Oh, just right quick there. I got one more photo to share with you. I knew there was some unfinished business here. I'm gonna make like another compilation of these photos for viewing up here. But let's see, not that one. Oh wait, no, there's two I would need to share still. Okay, hold on right quick. Alright, so resizing this one. And resizing this one. Okay, so definitely a couple more interesting things about this. I was not done yet, but it's worth interrupting the end of the video to continue for this. So first, here is the statue image I was telling you about. And I think this is actually a statue of a female. I can't think of her name, but I actually know the name of them. It's not. I think it's Nefertiti's stepmother. Nerfty. But anyways, that's an image of her when she's younger, and the paint is done afterwards and made to look like a boy with a sideburns beard. Okay, and this is done in mockery of the jaw clamp. So this golden image was built by the same people that were responsible for the, you know, attempted killing at that point. And like I said, I'm hard to kill. Have been for quite some time. So that's why the request request that was made was for my head on a platter. Because generally speaking, when somebody wants your head on a platter, you've annoyed them. Usually by being hard to kill. Okay, so here is on the far side over there on my right. Well, I guess it would be your right too. Yeah, if that's showing up right, then it's on your right. Looks like I'm holding up my left hand. Kind of. I don't know. Yeah, because that's mirrored. Anyways. On the far right, they said was the person on the image's mother. Third person, so I don't sound crazy. And they didn't give much explanation. But I find it very interesting that here's Mars. Here's, you know, the shape-shifting god of deceit and chaos. War. There's a lot of names for that figure. I'm not going to sit here and try to say any of them because they're all wrong. Let me pronounce his name. That's his name. Okay, got that? You wanna write that down? Let me repeat it? Sorry, can't. So anyway. Not sure if I want to put the comments back up, but apparently our minds are in the gutter today or something. Good thing we got big shoes on, then we can get up across the muck without getting stuck in it. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody, and anybody feel free to you know, comment, tell me what you think of this particular backdrop, whether I should keep working on it, whether it looks good. I don't know. I'm just trying to get more subscribers and more views and shit, despite all the hacking and fucking suppression that's going on with this channel. So I thought this couldn't hurt, you know, unless it looks horrible. Alright. So everybody's just laughing quietly to themselves at my craptastic MS Paint skills. And Danny, we're not going to go into that, Danny. That just means, you know, you're not Jesus or something like that. That's nothing to be ashamed of. All right. So, comment below. I gotta go. Comment below. Tell me what you think about the new backdrop. I like it. I'm not gonna fuck with it unless somebody else says any productive suggestions that can be added to it. I might put some other little things up in the top bar up there, but that's about it. So, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you learned something. Hope you raised an eyebrow or two. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Be here every day around 11-ish Central Time. Please click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check your subscription if you are a subscriber, because they do get knocked off every time I upload. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Peace.
Takes my pain.